This is why a narcissist suffers so much when they have to forget you. Ever wondered why narcissists seem to have such a hard time letting go of you, even after everything's over? It's a question I get asked a lot, and today we're going to break down why forgetting someone is such a struggle for them. If you've moved on, but still find yourself thinking about whether they have, you're not alone. The truth is, for narcissists, walking away and completely forgetting someone isn't as simple as it seems. They might appear cold or indifferent, but deep down, they're going through something far more complex than they let on. In this video, we're diving into the real reasons narcissists have such a tough time letting go and why it's so much harder for them than it is for you. Stick around until the end, and I promise you'll have a much clearer understanding of their struggle and why it affects them so deeply. Let's get into it. To begin, it's essential to understand that narcissists don't engage in relationships the same way others do. In typical healthy relationships, there's a foundation of mutual love, trust, and respect. But for a narcissist, relationships are more about transactions. The people around them exist to serve their needs, whether it's boosting their ego, offering constant validation, or maintaining their sense of control. As a result, the way they perceive you differs greatly from how you view them. When a narcissist first enters a relationship, they often view their partner as a source of admiration and attention. At first, they shower you with affection, making you feel valued and important. But as time goes on, the charm fades, and they begin to notice your imperfections, just like they would with anyone else. That's when the shift occurs. Yet, even as they devalue you or treat you poorly, they don't truly want to end things. Why? Because you're still serving a role in their life. Even if the dynamic has turned toxic, you're still providing validation, which is a key part of their fragile self-image. This is why narcissists struggle so much when they have to let go of someone. You've been an integral part of their sense of worth. Narcissists are heavily reliant on external admiration and attention to feel validated. Without it, they experience a sense of emptiness, as if they no longer matter. The more people they can surround themselves with who reinforce this validation, the more secure they feel. However, when you leave, or when they are forced to move on from you, they face a deep void that is difficult to fill. No matter how many other people may surround them, the loss of someone who has provided consistent validation hits them profoundly, especially if they've relied on that source for a long time. For a narcissist, the act of parting ways with someone isn't just about losing a companion. It's about relinquishing power. They thrive on having control over the people in their lives. To maintain this dominance, they manipulate situations, twist emotions, and use any means necessary to keep others within their grasp. When you exit their life, or they are forced to push you out, it isn't simply a loss of a person, it's the loss of authority over you. This loss destabilizes them, triggering their deepest fears and vulnerabilities, leading to significant emotional turmoil. What intensifies the situation for a narcissist is that beneath their confident exterior, they are deeply insecure. Their self-esteem is fragile, relying solely on external validation. When they lose someone, particularly someone who has been a consistent source of admiration, it feels like a personal blow to their identity. They start doubting their worth, questioning why they couldn't hold on to you. The inability to move past the situation feels like a direct reflection of their failure, something they struggle to cope with. Unlike most people who engage in self-reflection after a breakup, narcissists avoid any introspective thought about their actions or role in the downfall of the relationship. Instead, their focus is entirely on the loss of their source of supply. They aren't mourning you as a person. They're lamenting the absence of the attention, admiration, and control you provided. It's about missing the ego boost you offered, not your actual presence. This explains why they often experience so much pain when they have to let go of you. They are ill-prepared for the emptiness that follows your departure. One significant reason why narcissists find it difficult to move on from you is their intense tendency to fixate. Once they become emotionally attached, letting go is often a major challenge. This stems partly from their need to dominate, but it also comes from their view of people as possessions, objects that they feel entitled to control, rather than individuals with their own rights. When you leave, or they are forced to let you go, it's as if they're losing something that they believe belongs to them. This possessiveness can lead to obsessive behaviors, including constant thinking about you, spying, or trying to pull you back into their life. It's not driven by love. It's driven by the inability to relinquish control over what they once held. Narcissists also have a tendency to distort the past. Even if the relationship was abusive or harmful, they often reminisce about it with nostalgia, focusing only on the moments when you validated them and met their needs. They conveniently forget the times when they mistreated you or acted inappropriately. This selective recollection makes it even harder for them to let go of you because, in their distorted view, you were fulfilling a key role in their life. The loss doesn't fit into the idealized version they've created in their minds of what that relationship was supposed to be. Another crucial factor in why narcissists struggle with moving on is their complete inability to handle rejection. For them, being rejected feels like a direct attack on their exaggerated sense of self-importance. When you leave, or they're forced to forget you, they interpret it as a personal failure, which deeply wounds their fragile ego. Narcissists go to extreme lengths to protect themselves from vulnerability, and facing rejection or losing control over someone is a painful blow to their self-image. It's also essential to note that narcissists typically lack the ability to process their emotions in a constructive way. Unlike most people who face loss by grieving and gradually moving toward closure, narcissists sidestep these feelings entirely. Confronting genuine sadness or heartbreak would mean facing their own weaknesses, something they actively avoid. Instead, they push these feelings down, which often leads to fixation, resentment, and even more manipulation as they attempt to regain control over what's no longer theirs. This habit of bottling up emotions leaves them trapped in a loop of unresolved feelings, making it hard for them to move on. Another core reason they struggle to move forward without you is because, for a narcissist, losing someone isn't just losing a person. It's losing a piece of their own identity. They often rely on the people around them to serve as a mirror, one that reflects back a favorable image of themselves. While you were part of their life, you likely played that role without even realizing it, affirming their worth, reinforcing their sense of importance, and upholding their self-image. When you leave, that mirror shatters and they're left facing their own insecurities and self-doubt, which is unsettling for them since they depend heavily on external approval to uphold their self-worth. Interestingly, narcissists go through cycles with people in their lives, idealizing, then devaluing, and eventually discarding them. Yet, even after they discard someone, letting go entirely remains a struggle. This is because, even in the discard stage, they still view others as tools for their own benefit. When you fully cut off contact, whether by moving on, blocking them, or refusing to respond, it triggers a kind of internal conflict. They may have mentally diminished your value, but part of them still craves the validation you once provided. This contradiction creates inner turmoil and causes them significant distress. Ultimately, one of the deepest reasons a narcissist finds it agonizing to let go of you lies in their intense fear of being unmasked. Throughout the relationship, they likely put considerable effort into shaping how they're seen, not only by you but by everyone around them. They've carefully constructed a version of themselves they want you to believe in. Once you step away, however, they're haunted by the possibility that you'll see past their facade and reveal who they truly are. This looming threat of being recognized as less than the flawless, exceptional person they pretend to be sparks a significant amount of anxiety and inner turmoil. In summary, the pain a narcissist experiences where they have to release you stems from more than just losing a person. They are losing a lifeline for their sense of validation, authority, and self-image. Letting go is tough for them because their self-worth is so closely tied to others' perceptions, and your absence represents a fracture in that constructed identity. Whether it's the sting of rejection, an inability to face their emotions, or the blow to their control, moving forward becomes a profound struggle. Their suffering often reflects their own insecurities and inability to forge real, supportive relationships. Thank you for spending time with me today. I hope this gave you some insight into why narcissists have such a hard time letting go. If this resonated with you, or if you've had your own journey with these issues, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your experiences and how you've managed these challenging relationships.